I was laid off from my job last year, and at first I was really worried about how I would cope, but I'm actually doing okay. And looking back, I realized that over the years, there were a few key things that I had either deliberately or subconsciously been doing that really helped me with this crazy big life change, and I wanted to share them with you. The first thing that you should be doing is network. I know many of you hate networking because you think it's fake or it's about schmoozing, but networking is essentially about fostering relationships. And it's so much easier to do it when you don't need a job. When you don't need a job, it relieves the pressure of asking someone to meet with you because there's no ulterior motive other than you think they're awesome and you'd love to get to know them better. And networking doesn't have to be in person. Even at my busiest, I always try to take 2 to 3 minutes a day and send an email to someone congratulating them on a work milestone or just to say hi. Years later, if you do get laid off, then it's so much more organic to reach out to these people with whom you have a real relationship. The second tip, set boundaries at work. We all want to be superstar employees, but that does not mean being available 24/7. My health is really important to me. And even when I was working crazy hours, working weekends, I made it a point to work out 3 times a week, every single week, for the last 5 years, no exceptions. Sometimes it meant that I had to reschedule a meeting, and if I couldn't reschedule a meeting, then I would just get up an hour earlier so I could squeeze in my workout. Fighting to have that balance in my life helped me not only to be a better employee, but it really helped me adjust to my life post being laid off, because my entire life and my identity weren't tied up in my job. So don't wait until you're laid off to make time for your family, your health, and the other things that are important to you. Third tip, find a side hustle. I wish I had done this years ago. I think everyone should have a side job that generates income. But if you're not sure what your side job could potentially be, first explore your interests. As I said, fitness is a really big part of my life, and while I had my job, I decided to also get a certification to become a yoga instructor. It doesn't matter if the side job generates even the smallest of income, because that's not really the point. The point of the side job is that it also gives you confidence that you have tons of different skills and something else to fall back on should you ever lose your job. And you never know, what starts off as a side passion or a little side gig could develop into a second career. The last and important tip is focus on skill sets and not job titles. When you are planning out your career, rather than focusing on what do I want my next job promotion to be or what do I want my next title to be, what are the skills that you wish you possessed? And they may not directly relate to your job. I wanted to be a good communicator, and so I joined Toastmasters while I had a job because I figured any job that I ever had in the future would require excellent communication skills. So think about the skills that your team is constantly outsourcing and paying other people to do. While you have a job, this is the perfect time to learn another language, master PowerPoint, get a second degree. Your unique skill set is what's going to make you indispensable and sought after no matter what happens to your job. Unless you're self-employed, any of us could get laid off at any time. The tips that I've shared will not prevent you from getting laid off, but they will help you to become so confident, healthy, and skilled that you'll never worry about being laid off. This vlog is entitled How to Prepare for a Layoff, but it's really about how to prepare for any unexpected life change. Because change is the only thing in life that's constant. And the more that you're in control of your life and confident in what you have to offer, the less that you'll ever worry about being laid off. And you might even see a layoff as an exciting new change.